Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at a Grandkid. I absolutely love this stamp set. I've got grandchildren, so you've got to an extraordinary granddaughter and to an amazing grandson. You are so loved. Happy birthday, congratulations, which will go with anything. Love the fonts of both of those. So smart, so fun, so sweet and so wonderful. Again, lovely centre sentiment somewhere. This is just hysterical. No amount of money could ever show how much I love you. But here's some anyway. You know, money, wallets, cards, things at Christmas. Oh, just perfect. And then so proud of you. Well, that can go for anything as well. So although it's got a couple of really nice ones that are specifically for grandchildren, it's also got ones that'll go for all time. And sentiments are great when you've got so much in one set. So I have a birthday card to make for my granddaughter. So I thought I would come on and show you what I'm going to do with it and how I'm going to do it. So first of all, I've got a card base, which is standard piece of cardstock cut in half, folded in half to do your card base. Whichever country you're in, do it as you would normally do. Now, I've got some designer series paper. It is now retired, but I've got some little bits over. So I thought I would do the little piece that I've done before. So basically, this is just a scrap, which was 5 and... Ooh, let me measure it. Get my ruler. It was, I think it was 5 1/4, but we'll see. Okay, it is 3 1/2 by, it's got to be 5 1/4. 3 1/2 by, oh no, 3 1/2 by 5. So we've got that piece, which I think is going to go. I'm going to flip the other side. I have shown, if you go back a little bit, if you're new to my channel, I have shown some ones that are on there. I then want white and pink. So I'm going to, actually, I think I should have had it that way around. Let's do it this way around. That on there. Yes. Okay. So the measurements for this is 1/4 inch smaller. So this for me is 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. So this is then cut 1/4 inch smaller. So this is going to come here and then is going to go on there. Oh, actually, I think I've got my pink in there as well. Hold on. Yes, we've got my pink as well. So we've got a pink layer, which is... That's 1/8 inch smaller. So I wanted to do sort of layers and layers on here. And then we're going to have this piece in on here. Right. Okay. So let's start doing this because, as I say, it's for my granddaughter. So card base. This is 5 1/2 inches by 3 3/4. I wanted all the different layers on it to give the colour and to build it up. So we'll put this in on here. Make sure I can get it level. I was thinking on doing it on white, and then I thought, no, I want to pick up the colours that are in there. So that's that piece. This piece then measures 1/4 inch smaller. So this is going to be 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. So this would be the normal white piece that we would put on here, but on this one it's going to be the piece to go inside. I say it's quite good to do layers as long as you keep cutting everything either 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch, depending how big you want your borders in between. Then you can get some nice sort of layering and stuff going on. Okay, now we're going to have the designer series paper, which is cut 1/4 inch smaller. So I want this piece in first because that's going to go that way. And again, we've got new designer series paper and everything coming up, but like everything, takes a little while to deliver, so I'm using up what I've got and I'm just reversing. I really love our designer series paper that you can reverse it to put the other colours in, and that's why I've chosen the mint macaron as the back, because I wanted to have that so that you had a little bit of a it toned the colours in. And then one of these handbags is in as near to Melon Mambo, so I chose the Melon Mambo. I'm not sure exactly which colour it is, but it's got a nice pink one in there, so I thought, right, that would work for that. So this piece is going to be put in on here. Just line those pieces up, bring it in a bit, so we've got our border, and just have that going over the top on there, so we've got our seam. Okay, so we've now got the shoes and things, which is perfect. Then what I did was I have taken some pieces from here, which I think I'm going to just sort of add on as we go. So I've got a tiny weeny little strip, which is literally, oh, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, something like that. And I thought that that would probably go quite nicely just down the centre like that. Then I have taken, I've stamped To an Extraordinary Granddaughter. So smart, so fun, so sweet and so wonderful, because that matted onto a piece of the mint macaron will work perfectly, and I could put that on with dimensionals to get a little bit of height. I'm gonna line it up to see, so I want that in on there. If I put that up with dimensionals, then I've stamped out Happy Birthday, and that's going to go up on there, and then We Must Be Related is going to go down on the bottom like that. Okay, so if I put that one down flat, those two with dimensionals, that's what I want to do. So we'll have this little piece going across, because I quite like that, and that is going to go just onto the pink. So that should be 3 1/2. 3.5? Yes, I think it should be 3.5. I'm just going to put this down on here and just cut it to 3.5. I can always trim it down a bit if I need to. It should be about 3.5. Let's take it a little bit over, because I can then trim it down if I need to. Take that little bit. I'm actually going to throw that scrap away, because I don't think I can, well, I could probably use it. I use virtually everything I possibly can, because you never know when you want just a little tiny bit to go in. Yep, that's going to go perfectly. So we can just glue that little tiny piece across. It just adds a little bit of extra interest. You could put ribbon on if you wanted to. You could put all sorts of things. I just thought that would be quite fun. And then we can get this across on here, just about in the center, I think. So just going to move it across. That's going to be just stuck down like that. Then we've got this one, so this is going to be just glued on, because I don't want the height on this bit, I want it on the other bit, because then I'm going to have some bits with height and some without. I just rounded the corners on this, and I just cut it, as I say, so it just goes a little bit bigger than it's probably about 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. I just trim things down. Sometimes it's easier not to measure them exactly. So that's going to go in on here. And I could have them all up with dimensionals, actually. I might do that. So let's get the dimensionals out, which are, I did get the box out. There it is. Right, let's grab some dimensionals. We'll have some large ones this time. So we'll put these on here. Just have one in each corner. And we'll pop one in the middle. Let's take these little ones off. I find the bigger ones are easier to take off than the minis. I have seen people do them with the take your pick tool, but I'm not really very good at doing that. Okay, so that's going to go just down, a little off-centered, just like that. Okay, then we've got the happy birthday to come on here. So we want a dimensional down on this end piece there, and then the other piece we'll just put down with just a little bit of glue, so it just adheres to that side, because you've got that's done up, so you don't want it on both. And then I'm just going to put it so that it comes like that. So we've got happy birthday. Well, I should have probably put a little dimension in the corner. I think it'll stand up okay. And then we must be related can go down on here, so we want the dimensional up at the top. I might need to get a mini out for that one, because it's not going to work with it just needs to be in that, on that top corner here. So we'll have two little minis on there. It's a really nice thing of having two different sizes, because you use them for different things at different times, and they both work on what you need them to work on. So then we just need our little bit of glue on the top of here to just hold that top bit down. So we'll put this one down in on here, and I just want it to cover that corner at the bottom and just come out a little bit, so that can go down there. Okay, now I do need to just tuck a little tiny dimensional in on the underneath of there, so I'm going to take it off of both sides, use my scissors so I can take the other bit out, otherwise I'll be fiddling about trying to get it underneath. So okay, that's the dimensional off without anything on it, as it's sticking to my fingers. Whoops. They are incredibly sticky, which is very good, because that's exactly what we want them to. So get off of there, and then I just need to tuck that in underneath on that corner, put it down, and then just take my scissors out there. Perfect. So I've now got that in place. Now, just to finish this off, we have got some new antique corners and sliders. Now, I could put, I've got two corners left, so we'll have a look and see what we think. So I could put a corner in on there and a corner in on there. And that would finish that off like that. That actually looks quite nice. I quite like that. Or I could use something, I think I'm going to use that, because I think that's really pretty. Okay, now I haven't really thought, how am I going to stick these on? Glue dots, I think. That will be the best idea, won't it? So let's get a glue dot on each one of these. And I love that embellishments you can use with whichever sort of kit you want. So, you know, I buy things because I like them. Right, so we're going to try that. The glue dot in on the centre there. Yeah, so I buy things because I like them, not necessarily because they go with a certain kit. Most of our stuff is really mix and match. You can buy what you like, and you don't have to, go, if you're not into one particular sweet but you just want the elements from it, go ahead and get the elements, because they will go with everything. Ooh, it's a hot day today, so my glue dots are a bit melty. Okay, now this is going to be interesting to try and get these exactly in the corner where I want them, but I think if I line that line with that line and that line with that line, so it comes onto that edge piece on there like that, that should work. Yes, I really like that. It just finishes it off, and by just doing two, it works quite well. So we want that to line up with that one, and that one to line up with that one. Okay, so what I've done is I've lined the edge up to this little edge, and that to that one, and exactly the same on the other, so it's lined up to the edges, and that makes it, I think that makes it really rather beautiful. Really makes it fun. Now, I didn't turn around and tell you where I got that die from. Some of you will already know, but it is from the Painted Labels, which is part of the Poppy suite, and they have some lovely labels in here. You've got two different sizes, and I chose the last one because I really like the border to it. There's a smaller one, there's a circular one, and then there's that sort of swirly bird one. But I think that will make a perfect card. What I do need to do is I need to put something in on the center, which I'm going to do, and before I go, I will show you one other thing that I've made, which is going to go on the present. So this is just lots of ribbons, because she likes ribbons. A couple of them are retired. One of them's the what's it called? I can never remember the names of these things. It is the crinkled seam binding, I think it is. Is it? Yes, it is. Crinkled seam binding, which is the white one. And then I just took again another little tiny scrap of paper, made myself a little paper bow. I've shown how to do that using the slides. Just put a couple of different sort of coordinating with the ribbon, the peacock sequin, rhinestones, put To an Extraordinary Granddaughter, which is this one, and just did it on the black with white embossing, and then just stamped So Proud of You on there, and that's going to go on to her present. So that's sort of another bit on there. And then, as I say, I will do something to the inside of the card as well. I might even, because I should probably add some money, I might even put on the inside, no amount of money could ever show how much I love you, but here's some anyway. And in fact, we could do that while we're at it, because then it saves me doing it for others. So inside piece, we want to be, let me just get a little bit of cardstock in on here. We don't need anything too thick, so hold on, I'm just getting some standard out while I'm rummaging around in here, because I don't want anything that's too thick. So excuse me a minute for rummaging around and getting a sheet out. So I'm going to cut this down at 5.5 by 3 3/4. Should just be able to get my trimmer in. So 5.5 by 3 3/4. Like that. So that's going to go inside. And then now I could do it in, what colours should we do it in? Do I carry on with the pink, or do I just do it in, I might just do it in the mint macaron inside. I think will work quite nicely. I don't want to do it in black, I don't think. Do I want to do it in black? Oh, I don't know. Decisions. No, I'm going to do it in the mint macaron. Excuse my arm coming right up underneath the camera. I just need to get the mint macaron out of the shelf. So we've got, and this one I haven't used yet. So we have, no amount of money could ever show how much I love you, but here's some anyway. So let's put this one. That's a new one on there. So they're very easy to get out. They've just got little sort of rubber bits on, and then you just take the little backing piece off. You can put the labels on. They all come with labels. I'm old school, so I tend to not put the labels on them. The labels are very sticky nowadays, and that's great, but I find that I just prefer not to have them. And again, personal choice, so it's entirely up to you whether you want to put them on or not. Now, I think I'm going to need this one, aren't I? Okay, so we'll have this with no amount, and we'll probably put happy birthday or something in there as well again. So is that straight? Yeah, that's straight. Okay, so I'm going to put this in okay, and then we'll just have that in, sure I've got it the right way up, like that. No amount of money could ever show how much I love you. Let's put that on there. I do love these stamps. I think they're great fun. Say money wallets and things at Christmas time would be perfect on here. Okay, but here's some anyway. So put that in. I haven't taken the, no wonder it wasn't sticking. I haven't taken the little sticker piece off the back. There we go. Okay, so let's put that in and see if I've got that straight. Yep. So let's put this on. And then I'm going to put it just there. But here's some anyway. And then I'm going to just put another little happy birthday in underneath, and then there's room for me to put my little words and things in there as well. That's We Must Be Related. I need to get the right one out, don't I? I thought that looked a little bit big. Here we go. That's the happy birthday. And I love this font on here. I think it's absolutely lovely. It's a nice big sort of fat modern one, which is great for, you know, younger cards. I love the way that we sort of keep up with trends and things, which is lovely. Okay, so let's have that one in on the centre there. Happy birthday. Perfect. So that gives me enough room to do, I'll put those back in a minute. That gives me enough room to do everything that I want on the outside. So we've got that on there, and then that is literally just going to go in on the inside like that. And yes, that's perfect. I didn't want to have it in another colour because otherwise that just wouldn't have worked. Because the card base is mint macaron, it's quite nice to keep it in there. And those are two of her favourite sort of colours, that sort of jade. Oh, it's my old one. No wonder that's not going together. I've just got a tiny drop of that left. So pop that in on here. And then we can just pop that one in. Sure we've got it the right way up. So we can then just put that in on there. There we go. So we've got the lovely happy birthday. I do love those embellishments on there. I think they look really nice. They just finish it off. And by doing something on the other two sides, you only use two. Me doing my frugal crafting. And as I say, the little, I'm sure if I haven't got dimensionals in there. The lovely little tag to go on the present as well. So there we go. A lovely, lovely stamp set. I will be doing some other things with it because there's lots of ideas that I've got. So come back and see some of those. But thank you so much for watching me as always. Please stay safe, please stay well, and please be kind. Thank you. Bye-bye.